666.
Number 4, Saudi FA launches Women's Premier League Division 1. Oh man, Richard, this one has a lot of names in it, so this is going to be fun. The Saudi Football Association launched on Thursday the first edition of the Saudi Women's Premier League with the participation of 8 teams, which I will read to you now in a very anglicized accent. The teams participating are Al-Nasr, previously the Kingdom's women's team, Al-Hilal, Al-Tahadi, Al-Yamama, Nessor Jeddah, Shoalat Al-Shargia, Al-Aseffa, Sama, with Maras. So that was completely indistinguishable, and I'm very, very sorry. I'm sure one of our listeners, Abdul Rahman, is going to text me as soon as he hears that, and this could be like, what are you doing? The new season will start on October 13th on a home and away basis with a total of 56 matches. The Federation also approved the establishment of a Division 1 with the participation of 17 teams, which will be distributed across 3 regions. That league will start on November 11th, also on a home and away basis. So very cool.
Lucian, one of the great things about you, and there are many great things, is your actually wonderful demeanor and temperament. Because I realized that when we did this one, for whatever reason, some of the translations were funky, and in that article, and so you had no chance, because I think some of those were just misspelled. So that's not all on you.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't my fault. Thank you. Thanks for saying that.
No, I don't think it wasn't your fault. And but that's the beauty of it. You dove in anyway. And I think you should get 1,000 points for that.
Okay. Plus 1,000 points for me.
Lucian, yes.
I did pretty well through the first 4, and then.
Well, and that's actually some of the misspelling started right there.
Okay, cool. So yeah, great.
It was not so 1,000 points for you for effort. For effort. Again, the Saudis, football is meant to be not only a marquee thing, and it's obviously super popular, but it's trying to, improve and expand equality and participation. So the Saudi Football Association has approved financial support for the Premier League clubs. They each will get 250,000 rials. Each team in Division 1 will receive 50,000 rials. So they're putting some money into it to help us succeed. The Saudi national team is trying to qualify for they're actually in preparation for a friendly match against Bhutan, and they're trying to get international classification with FIFA. So, in terms of women's football in Saudi Arabia, it's much more organized, much more high level, and hopefully become more high profile.
Yeah, and this is cool, obviously, because it inspires young girls to play the sport. It creates sort of heroes for them, and expands the viewership of Saudi women's football, and just shows that it's cool to play football. And I, for one, I mean, soccer is one of the sports where I don't necessarily prefer women's soccer over men's soccer, but I think they're almost exactly the same to me. I really like watching the Women's World Cup as much as I like watching the Men's World Cup. So this is cool. I mean, this is progress. This would have been, 5 years ago would have been, whoa. I mean, women weren't even really allowed to play like this. So yeah, very cool. Very good story.
By the way, I thought of you this weekend when I was convalescing at home, when I sat down and watched Everton beat West Ham, and watched the whole stinking thing.
You made it all. You went coast to coast.
I went coast to coast. I didn't intend to. But, the skill level is so extraordinary, and so anyway, I know you're a Premier League junkie.
I am, as of this year. Listeners will remember that I've committed as a fan to Chelsea. So I haven't, it's on, Richard, you'll love this. It's on my calendar. All the games are piped into my calendar. So I just get like reminders, in 10 minutes, Chelsea is playing, West Ham or whatever. And I'm like, I'm not going to watch that, but it's kind of good to know. So did you see the game? It's like, so anyway, maybe next year I'll get more into it. But yeah, I'm glad you made it through an entire soccer game. I have not done that since the World Cup. And even then I was
you got 2 little kids. I mean, what are the chances of that? But
oh yeah, no, zero chance. Yeah. Right now.
Yeah, we'll be doing that. We'll be doing some of that World Cup. Maybe we'll we'll do some more. I'm sure we'll do more on that. But yeah, I just thought you'd appreciate that.
I do appreciate that. That I'm impressed by that, and I bet you make it through a game or two in for the Qatar World Cup, Richard. I bet you watch.
I'm sure
a
I
few of
will,
those
and it
games.
probably won't be the U.S. men's team, which is but the I don't have a team. I'm definitely not that much into it, and it'll be interesting if I ever find one that's at that reaches that level.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
you never know when you might catch a disease and it sticks with you.
Yeah, and you're like, this is what I've got right now. What day of the weekend was this, Richard?
Ah, I think it had to be Saturday.
So you chose that over college football, I guess, or maybe it was just played before college
There weren't a
football.
lot of good games on.
Yeah.
College football.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely was Saturday because Sunday was it was NFL.
Is the U.S. are they in the Qatar World Cup? Does the men's team have a team?
I actually think the U.S. might have a friendly with Saudi Arabia coming up.
Ooh, okay.
I may
Maybe
be
I'll watch
mistaken.
that. I could
I've
see
been
the U.S.
mistaken
getting their butts
frequently.
kicked.
Yeah. They may have a friendly coming up with Saudi Arabia, but no, I haven't seen the U.S. team.